You put it breast down. Well, happy Valentine's Day. I thought we'd take a little break of the decluttering, cleaning out of my closet, and cook something for Valentine's Day. So forgive me, I have a cold, but we're doing this anyway. About 20 years ago, there was a recipe in Glamour magazine called engagement chicken, and I made it, and I got engaged. So yeah. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna make Glamour magazine's engagement chicken. Now I googled this to make sure that I was right, that it was Glamour magazine where I found this recipe, and it was republished in the magazine 3 or 4 times with slight variations. Anyway, I'll link them below. Like, I'll link the Glamour magazine article below. I don't have the original magazine anymore. I really wish I did. There's a lot of my magazines I wish I had kept. But anyway, so we're just gonna make it what I remember it to be. I did look it up just to see if I remembered most of it correctly, and what I remember was pretty basic. So we're gonna go with that basic recipe. Although the newest one that I saw had thyme, which I'm positive the original one didn't have. But anyway, we're gonna make it. So for engagement chicken, you need a whole chicken. You need salt and pepper, a whole lemon and a bit, something to cook it in. I love this cast iron. Look how deep it is. It's awesome. And of course, butter. Butter is my cooking companion. So in some of the recipe versions, I've seen it done with oil. Some I've seen it done with thyme, and I might actually use thyme this time around. But the original recipe that I remember, and I go on memory because I do not have that magazine anymore. I wish I had kept it. This was it. It was just, and it was just the method of how you do it that was different. Anyway, I'm gonna show you. All right, so we got this little chickie here. She's not very big, but we're gonna wash it in and out, inside and out, and then pat it dry. So she's all clean, and we're gonna pat it dry. I know a lot of people get kind of icked out by handling poultry barehanded. I am not one of those people. There's not much that grosses me out, actually. So the thing is, you wash her, you dry her, you put it breast down. That's heavy. Okay, so I apologize for the lighting here because my kitchen doesn't have great lighting. But you cook it breast down for the first 15 minutes. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna melt some of the butter and pour over both sides before she gets comfy. Chicken is mostly dried, excuse me about the cold, dried inside and out. So what we're gonna do, get rid of that flap of fat. So we pour the butter over the chicken on both sides. I apologize for no measurements, but especially when it comes to butter, why would you measure that? But I will link the recipe that does have measurements, which is close enough that I could find, down below. So there we go. She's covered in butter. We salt and pepper. On both sides. Oh look, she's sitting up. Eep. Now, the bit of the lemon, you're going to get lemon juice, so it has to get all over and on the inside. So we're gonna roll this a little bit to get the juices flowing. This would be when a citrus reamer would come in very handy, although I do not have one. Pick out the seeds. All right, so we lemoned the whole chicken. Now, what we have to do then is we take the whole lemon and we give her a little stabby stab. And in she goes. Now, if you have a normal sized chicken, not like the little ones we get here, you might need 2 lemons. But we flip it over, and that's how it goes in the oven for 15 minutes, and then you flip it. Now, like I said, I was going to try it with thyme this time, so I have to locate that. Good old no name in the yellow packet. So I'm just going to do a little sprinkly sprinkle, and I'll do it on the other side once I flip it. And then goes in the oven at 375 to 400, depending on your oven, for an hour. So that's it. All right, so it's in for an hour. Hour 15, you can check it. You know how to check a chicken. And that's it. That's as easy as it gets. Now, I was concerned about making this the first time. I know my husband loves lemon flavored things. I do not. I don't like anything lemon flavored unless it's a particular sweet dessert or something. But you actually cannot taste the lemon. It just makes the chicken so moist. And I'm a person that doesn't like white meat chicken because it's too dry. This makes me actually like the white meat. So I'll show it to you when it comes out. But in the meantime, I'm going to make a little apple crumble pie, making it up as I go along for dessert. All right, so what I've decided to do is I had a bunch of apples that were going soft, so I chopped and peeled those already, and I'm just using one of these pie crusts. I used one already, so there's only one in there, but what I'm gonna do, instead of having a pie crust on the top, I'm gonna do like an apple crumble streusel, if you will, so like oats and brown sugar and butter. It's pretty much, oh, and cinnamon. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry, I forgot to hit record. There's the apples going in the tart shell. There's a lot of apples, so I'm gonna try and fit them all in. And Violet's gonna help me by putting some butter and melting a little bit of butter for me to go over this. Okay, Violet? All right, so I'm gonna use a little pumpkin pie spice because there's a little bit of all the spices going on. Alright, so this one is for the topping. So we're going to make the topping in this bowl. Okay, so we've made the topping that goes on our pie. You want to taste it? It tastes good, doesn't it? So we're gonna pack that on the pie. So it's gonna be kind of tricky because I have to like pack it on and hope for it to stay. Like I said, I am making this up as I go along. This is not a recipe. So Elizabeth, I apologize. Elizabeth is one of my followers who is an incredible baker. One of my subscribers and one of my members. And she makes the most incredible desserts. And I'm almost ashamed that she's going to see this. So this sucker's going to go in the oven on a cookie sheet because it's probably going to bubble over. So I'm going to cook this according to the box directions for the pie crust, which says 400. It's going to take longer than that. I don't know how long it's going to take with all of this, but I'm going to keep checking on it. All right, it's time to flip this chicken. So we get it out and we find something that won't hurt. All right, she's flipped and back in it goes. So now we wait. I'm going to serve the chicken with mashed potatoes and maybe broccoli. I don't know. I'll see what I got there. But definitely mashed potatoes. And I make the best mashed potatoes. You'll see. I'm sure I've shown them before. So the pie came out of the oven and is smelling amazing, but I don't exactly know how it's going to be on the inside, but we'll find out. So the potatoes are cooked and ready to be drained. I'm going to show you what I do to make these the best mashed potatoes ever. So of course, butter. Like I said, I cook with a lot of butter. So far, hasn't been a problem. Maybe someday it will be. Just note, I don't cook like this every night. So we mash up the potatoes with the butter. We put in a little bit of milk. And then there's the secret ingredient. Cream cheese. Doesn't have to be fancy cream cheese. It just has to be cream cheese. You could do the urban garlic kind, which is awesome. Right now I only have plain, so that's what we're going to use. And that, my friends, is the best mashed potatoes ever. For some reason, using the cream cheese makes it so smooth. Like, they're not whipped, but so good. And that's it for my mashed potatoes. Oh, I will put a bit of pepper in. There we go. There's mashed potatoes. So that is my recipe / Glamour Magazine's recipe for engagement chicken. And it is so good. I hope you try it. If you do, let me know in the comments below. Happy Valentine's Day. And I do love you. Enjoy it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching up to this point. And I appreciate you. Have a great one. And we'll see you in the next one. Happy Valentine's Day.